Okay, so I'm just going to talk through the plan for doing virtual math instruction. And part of this idea is that this is probably going to continue even after some students return to campus, which is why this plan is probably going to last at least through the fall semester. So I'm going to present a little PowerPoint just to kind of explain some of the details. So there we go. Each week on the Google Classroom page, I'll provide the following things. I'll provide a weekly plan with specific goals for each day. And I'm sure your teachers have talked to you about the importance of doing work on a daily basis. And that's because the attendance this school year is going to be counted based on completing work on each day through Buzz or whatever. And so I'm going to try to help do that by giving you goals that are by day so that you're doing just a little bit each day and it'll add up really quickly. So that's the first thing I'll provide is a goal for each day. I will also provide video lessons to go with each lesson. So I will post a separate video for each lesson on Buzz, and then I will post a review video when we get to the time to take the test. Those will be YouTube videos. They'll be in a playlist, so you can go back and watch other videos later if you want. I'll get those out every week. There will also be a weekly class meeting like the one we're having now, where you guys can ask questions, or if I have some details that I want to make sure you are aware of, I'll talk about it during the class meeting. Lastly, I will provide a window of 20 hours each week where people can sign up for one-on-one tutoring. So that's kind of what I'm going to provide. What you will need to do as the students is you will need to make sure that those daily goals are on your goal sheet each week for your teacher and that you stick to the goals. And I know there's a tendency to want to work ahead, but because of kind of the way attendance is going to work and because of kind of how much I'm able to produce every week, I'm going to ask that you guys stick to just the goals that I'm laying out. You'll need to watch the videos, obviously, and watch the videos for the lesson and the review. I would highly recommend taking notes or working out sample problems that I do on the videos, maybe even having a notebook. Part of the reason is we'll get to this when I talk about testing, but you will have access to the material that you create when you sit down to take the test. So the more you note take, the more you work out example problems, the more material you'll have to reference when you take the test. Each week, attend the Google meeting, especially if you have questions. And then lastly, sign up in advance for one-on-one tutoring. In order to do one-on-one tutoring, you must have watched the video and attempted the lesson first. There could be times where there's an exception to this, but most of the time I'm going to want to know that you've actually made an attempt, and then I can be there to help close the gap if you're struggling to understand. And I'm always going to ask for some kind of proof that you've done some work, and that's going to be like a screenshot or a picture from your phone. And we'll when you first sign up for tutoring, I'll send a request for that. What about tests? So like I said earlier, testing will be something where you have access to materials that you've created while working on the unit, notes that you've made, sample problems that you've worked out. I will hold open testing sessions on Google Meet. So it'll be like this, and everyone can log in. And then that way, people can ask questions as they're testing. And I have the ability to make a breakout room so that I can go one-on-one with the student during that session and answer questions. You don't have to do the testing sessions, the open testing sessions, but if you do, obviously you'll have access to me for questions. Oops, didn't mean to do that. We'll test every 3 to 4 weeks. Most of the time it's 3 weeks, but and all that you will do on all that you'll do on the week of testing is test. So practice, test, and test. You won't have any other lessons to complete. What if you're not on Unit 1 or Unit 6? There are a lot of people who are going to be in this situation. If you are in this situation, you need to sign up for a one-on-one tutoring session with me next week. I would, and preferably early on in the week. We will make a plan together And it will, in some cases, be that I ask you to wait until the class catches up with you. Like if you're on Unit 2, I'm going to just say, hey, can you wait 3 weeks and then start working with us? Others, you'll need to work more independently, but we'll make a plan for time that we can set aside to meet while you're working independently. There are some older videos from the spring that I made that I can share with you depending on what unit you're on. And that is all of my presentation.